Hey guys, it's Maverick. Did you know that there is a savings crisis going on in America right now? And my question for you is, are you a part of it? Let's find out.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there.
Hey guys, welcome back to Compound Interest. This is Maverick. We got a lot to get into today, and the topic of the day is going to be about saving and investing and how it makes me sad that the education or the financial education that we receive in this country sucks. And before we get into all that, I want to say thank you for checking out the channel. As always, if you could hit that like and subscribe button. When you hit the like button, it helps out the YouTube algorithm, and as you know, I drink scotch. Yes. Anyway, so the topic at hand. There are so many people that are living paycheck to paycheck and so many people that aren't saving, to the point where it just baffles me as to why. Now, I think there are two major reasons why people aren't saving and investing, and they're this. Number one is that I think it's a lack of education. Did you know that banks spend 25 times as much money on marketing their financial products as they do educating people about them? That is crazy. It's crazy to me that they spend 25 times as much selling to people than they do teaching people how to use their projects. And that really makes me mad. I mean, the level of greed that you have to be able to sell somebody something, but then not teach them how to use it, blows my mind. And I ranted in my last video a little bit about the traditional banking system and how I don't understand why it's still around. So if you haven't seen that video, please check it out. So that's reason number one of why I think that we have an issue with people not saving and investing. Reason number two is I think we have an income problem in this country. People do not have enough left over after their expenses to be able to put a penny away. And there are many different reasons for that, but I think the income problem of people not being able to have anything left over after expenses is the second major reason why we're not seeing people save and invest. And it's something that we have to change. Now, some of you might not think that there's anything going on, that there aren't really any issues. And although I disagree, and I'm not sure why you'd be naive to the fact, but let's talk about something that happened recently within the last year. If you guys all remember the government shutdown that happened at the end of 2018, 2019, I can't remember exactly when around there, and all the problems it caused, it lasted for 35 days. Now that might not sound like a lot, but if you are living paycheck to paycheck and you don't have a drop in your savings, you are therefore not going to be able to buy food for yourself. Maybe you have medications that you have to pay for that you will not be able to buy. And so I got a couple stories and examples that have happened. One that includes me. My wife worked for the federal government when that happened and she got furloughed. And then I'm also going to talk about a couple other people. You heard that the TSP people and IRS people were still forced to work even though they weren't getting paid. And there was a IRS employee who couldn't pick up his insulin prescription because he had no savings. And that really sucks. And then there are other employees that were forced to pick up temporary jobs because they didn't have anything saved or not. Now, with my situation, my wife and I did have savings, and we were going to have enough to last for a couple of months. We also had the knowledge that knew that wasn't going to last for forever. At some point, it would have been political suicide for one party to keep it up for longer than they did. So we knew that it was eventually going to end. So we had ourselves set, but what we ended up having to do was having to call a couple of different loan companies and ask them, tell them that, one of our partners is a federal employee. Is there any type of way that we can delay payments? And there were a couple companies that allowed us to delay payments, which really helped out. But we were fortunate enough to be able to save and have, thousands of dollars in the bank for situations like that. And you never know when something like that is going to happen. And I can't help but stress that the first thing you should do when you get money is to pay yourself first. So that way you're not like a lot of these people getting screwed by something that you can't control. Now we know that finances, personal finances, investing isn't taught in school. Now, unless you're going straight to college and your goal is to become a financial advisor and be a finance major, you may come out with more knowledge than most. But we both know that it's not something that's taught in school. I don't remember ever being taught about money in school. My education was from being a financial advisor when I was young and getting all my licensing and then being mentored by, higher up people. So that's where my education comes from, but most people aren't doing that. So I want to share some interesting facts, and these are all CNBC facts, and here's the first one. According to a CNBC article, 40% of Americans in the US do not have $400 for an emergency, which is crazy to me. And additionally, 25% of Americans have nothing saved for retirement. Like, holy crap, that is crazy. So not only are you not even saving, but you're not even putting away anything into retirement. And then the good other side of that, though, is it seems that more and more companies these days, which is smart, are automatically enrolling people in their savings thing, which is great because it forces people to take that money out and pay themselves first, like what they're supposed to do. Now, there's another picture that I'm throwing up here, and there was a test done that showed financial literacy of people in the United States. And if you look at it, you could see at the bottom that, investing and knowing about finances is down below, but people know everything about how to get debt and consume and all that kind of stuff. And what's ironic about that is that 75% of people manage their own money. So that tells me that people want to learn, but they don't know, and they're managing their money poorly. And that comes from the lack of education and the lack of opportunity to save after all their expenses come out. Because the median family household income in the United States is around $58,000 a year. So you could divide that in half, and that's how much the average person is making, which is really bad. And I'm not saying that that every single person that's in this situation is a victim. There are also plenty of people on the flip side, and I'm sorry if this makes you mad, that are entitled, that think that they should be paid more than they are, but they don't want to put any extra work. If you are not getting paid enough in your job, you need to look at the value that you're providing into society as a whole. People like Steve Jobs and, Bill Gates, people in the past, have provided tremendous value and impacted millions upon millions of people, and that's why they've received so much wealth. And if you're just working at McDonald's or some job like that and you think that you deserve $15 an hour, it's never going to work for you. Maybe they will raise it to that point at some point, but you're not putting in the value for that. You don't deserve $15 an hour by doing $8 or $9 or $10 an hour work. So you just have to kind of look at it from that standpoint. Now, I know if you're younger, you're going to start there and move your way up. But what I'm trying to say is that you need to have the desire to recognize your situation and want more and be willing to work for more. And that way, when you start doing that, you're going to see your life and your situation change. So you see the facts of 40% of people only having 400. So what happens when you ask somebody, do they have $500 or $1,000? And the percentage just goes up. I can't remember exactly, and I'm gonna research it and post it up here, but I'm pretty sure 3/4 of Americans don't even have $1,000 in their savings account. And that is, I don't even have words for that, just because of the fact that, like, if your car breaks, more than likely it's gonna be $1,000 fix and you won't have it. And that's just another fact. And if these facts aren't shocking you, I don't know what will. If this doesn't make you think about what you're doing or your situation, or think about the person next to you, I don't know what will. So I wanted to share all these facts with you to give you, kind of open your eyes a little bit more about what's going on around you. And I'm also going to take it a step farther. I'm going to ask all of you to take a survey or a quiz. It's either going to be posted right here or down in the description. It will be in the description. And it's about 8 questions, about a couple financial questions about investing and savings. And if you could take that quiz, that would be great. And then I'm going to share all of the answers that I got in the next video. So I think it's going to be really interesting. And I tried to phrase them to the point where they'd be entertaining enough to take up your time, but it shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. So if you could do a favor and take that quiz, share it with everybody. I want to get it in front of as much people as possible. I would really appreciate that. And I can't wait to talk about the results in the next video. And then on top of that, I mentioned earlier in a couple videos that I have a wealth building kit that's going to be free that I'm launching for you guys. I'm almost done with it. I got a couple free books and some advice that's all going to be nicely packaged, and it's going to be free. And then on top of that, I've decided that when I hit 1,000, or not 1,000, I've decided that when I hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to give something away. And what I'm going to give away is this right here. This is an ounce of silver. It's a silver coin. It's a buffalo round made by the United States Mint. And when I hit 100 subscribers, I'm going to give this away to somebody. So when that happens, I'm going to give you the details of how you can enter to win this. But this would be my thank you to you. So tell everyone to like and subscribe. That way we can get to that 100 subscriber mark, and then I can give this away because I'm excited about giving this away. So as always, thanks for watching the channel, and please hit that like button. And as you know, when you hit that like button, I drink scotch. Until next time, guys, I hope you have a great day and a great week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.